Not every family is bound by blood, some are built through loyalty and sacrifice. This is the story of a Pashtun boy who became more than just an employee, he became family. Life has a strange way of bringing people together. Sometimes, those we meet by chance become closer than family. This is the story of a man who entered my life as an employee but left as something much more, a brother, a protector, and a reminder of what true loyalty means. Visuals: a peaceful village at sunrise, distant mountains, and a simple home surrounded by fields. The camera slowly zooms in on a man standing quietly, gazing at the horizon. A few years ago, my father's health started to decline. Managing the household and the farm became difficult. We needed someone reliable, someone we could trust. One day, my father returned home with a young Pashtun boy named Mera Khan. He was quiet, dressed in simple, worn-out clothes. His hands were rough from hard work, and yet, there was a softness in his eyes, a kind of innocence that spoke louder than words. At first glance, he seemed like just another worker, but something about him felt different, like he was meant to be here. Mera didn't just work for us, he became a part of us. Whether it was tending to the crops under the harsh sun or caring for my ailing father, his dedication was unwavering. He would wake up before dawn, ensuring everything ran smoothly without ever complaining. Then came a day I'll never forget. My father's health took a sudden turn for the worse. I was miles away in the city and couldn't return in time. But Mera, he didn't falter. He stayed by my father's side, day and night, like a devoted son. He ensured my father was never alone, holding his hand through the toughest hours. His loyalty and selflessness were beyond anything I could have expected. Then came that dreadful night. The sky roared, and rain poured endlessly. My father's condition worsened, and every moment felt heavier than the last. The muddy roads were flooded, and no one dared to step outside. Fear held us back, but not Mera. Without a second thought, Mera braved the storm. Through knee-deep mud, through the biting cold, he walked miles to fetch medicine. His clothes were soaked, and the path was treacherous, but he didn't stop. Maybe even family would hesitate in such a moment, but not Mera. His loyalty knew no limits. That night, I realized. Mera wasn't just an employee. He was something far greater, a man whose heart beat with pure loyalty and sacrifice. Years passed, and Mera became more than just a helping hand. He was part of our family, part of our daily life. His laughter filled our home, and his presence brought us comfort. But life has its own plans. Trouble broke out in Mera's village. His family needed him, and he had no choice but to return home. The day he left, it felt like a piece of our hearts was being taken away. Watching him pack his few belongings and quietly say goodbye was heartbreaking. We had always seen him as an employee, someone who worked for us. But in truth, he was more than that. He was family. And his absence left a silence in our home that could never be filled. Today, when I think about Mera Khan, I understand something deeply. Real relationships aren't built by blood. They are built through love, loyalty, and sacrifice. Mera showed me that family isn't always the one you're born into, sometimes, it's the people who stand beside you when you need them most. If you have someone like Mera in your life, hold them close. Appreciate them. Because people like him are rare and truly priceless. Have you ever met someone who left a lasting impact on your life? Share your story in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories. End screen with the channel logo and a gentle reminder to subscribe.